Okay, I have filmed this video now twice. Forgot the microphone the first time, so it'll sound a lot better now, I think. Also, weirdly, even though I didn't move the tripod, the angle changed. God love technology. Also people that eavesdrop. Anyway, welcome back to All Things Equilateral. You guys, thanks so much for coming back and watching me even when I don't post videos. This is going to be my 2018 top 10 favorite books. But I just want to hit pause for a second and thank all of you who joined my channel this year. You guys, you have overwhelmed me. I have the tiniest channel in all of BookTube, but I really enjoy putting out content, albeit haphazardly. And I really enjoyed doing two things that I hadn't really done before, which were readathons this year and buddy reads. In fact, two of the books that I buddy read actually made it onto my top 10. It's really fun to do, and I've enjoyed it more than I can even express. The other thing I want to thank you for is jumping on board for Chick Lit-a-thon. Who knew that there were so many chick lit readers out there that were willing enough to put aside the whole entire month of May, and there were 5 easy prompts. I really want to do it again this year, so look for it in May because it's my birthday month. Gonna make it special. I've kind of tossed around the idea of doing a chick lit book club. Let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. We would not be reading 12 chick lit books a year because I don't know, that's way too many, and I use it kind of to escape, and I don't want to make it a job. But I was thinking maybe like quarterly, like 4 times a year, or maybe every other month even. I don't know. Let me know down below. But now, without further ado, and in no particular order, my top 10 books of 2018. Oh, also, this list does appear on Monday Moms. Thank you, Katie, for including me. Katie has been doing Monday Moms for 10 years now. I can't believe it. And she's been gracious enough to include my reviews on there, and we've had so much fun. But she's transitioning from the blog to Instagram, and I wish her so much just joy this year as she does that. She's so well deserving. Anyway, so I will link all that information down below as well, but here it is. Number 10. What a way to end a series. Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. You guys, my favorite artificial intelligence character, Aiden, is in it, and he is fabulous. Also, if you haven't listened to the audiobooks, do. It's a full cast, there's special effects, it's really well presented, especially because it's a multimedia format, and you would think you miss out on stuff, but you don't. It is amazing. Get this series, it's finished. For those of you who like to read finished series, get this series, it's finished, it's time, read it. What are you doing? Number 9, Dear Martin by Nick Stone. So glad I tripped across this book, and I swear it was for a readathon. It's about a boy who goes to a boarding school. He's on scholarship, and things don't go always right for him. He decides to write letters to Martin Luther King Jr., and these letters are so touching and amazing, and I encourage everyone to pick up this book. Please. It's really good. Number 8, one of my favorite authors put out a standalone thriller, something that she doesn't normally do, Ally Carter, Not If I Save You First. It's about the president's son and the daughter of one of the Secret Service guys that is supposed to protect the president. Amazing story, set in Alaska, in the wilderness of Alaska, a thriller. My heart pounded, it was so good. Ally, you kind of broke out of your mold there, and I'm so glad you did. I hope you write more thrillers in the future. Number 7, The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Now, I read this on audio, and honestly, the audio just didn't sit well with me. I don't know if it's a case of, you know, it's not you, it's me kind of thing, but whatever. I need to reread it before the sequel comes out next week. And I'm hoping I have time to I do own a physical copy, so I should be able to reread it, hopefully this week. But truth be told, I'm in like a post-holiday haze. So many holidays, so many band concerts, showcases, plays. Thanksgiving was mixed in there. I need to, oh, and a birthday. Shout out to the Bookish Cat for sweet 16th birthday just a few days ago. And today's my husband's birthday, so shout out to him. this mom's exhausted. It's time for me to take like a little bubble bath and a big fat break. So I'm hoping that, I get a chance to read, because I had all this reading planned for December. Some of it's here, some of it's sitting on the counter over there. I wanted to read like 5 books, and I honestly didn't get to any of them. Number 6. Now this one it really took me by surprise. I should do like a list of books that surprised me. No expectations going in, because the authors, Christina Lauren, they write mostly kind of rom-com type books, which I love. In fact, my favorite book of theirs is Sweet Filthy Boy. If you haven't read it, do. It's really, really cute. I haven't read the One Night Stand one and the one prior to that yet, but I have it and hope to read that soon. But this book was different. I think their publisher, Simon & Schuster, puts it under women's fiction for a reason. It's Love in Other Words. Lovely story. A story about a boy and a girl that meet as teens, as neighbors, and just kind of where life takes them, and you follow them as they grow, mature, find other loves. It's sort of the what happens to first love sometimes story. And it was touching and sweet and so well executed. So bravo, Christina and Lauren. I really, really 5-star love this one. Okay, number 5, Leia and the Offbeat. Leia and the Offbeat, I always pronounce it like Leia because I'm a Star Wars nerd. Sorry. I know it's spelled differently, whatever. Becky Albertalli, I love the character so much and love Simon, and I hate that this got mixed reviews because I enjoyed it. It was wonderful. Becky did something that, like, Stephanie Perkins is the only author I can think of that also, she did that with her series, where in the last book, she brought in some of the characters that we've grown to love from the previous 2 books and showed where they were now. And because they're thinking about college and eventually they go to college, it's just a great place to leave these beloved characters. So it was fun to see Simon and Blue and, everyone else. It was really well done. So I encourage you to read it, because kind of ignore the reviews. And if you love Simon, you get to find out about Simon too. So hey, pick it up. Okay, number 4. For those of you that have seen some of the wrap-ups, I can't remember, it was a summer readathon one that I did, and I read it for that, I think. Maybe it was Booktube-a-thon in August. I can't remember. Anyway, Shauna McGuire is an author that I discovered this year. I read her Wayward Children series voraciously over like 4 or 5 days. I borrowed them all, from the library all at once. I just hogged them like we bookworm people do, because I started reading, I think, the first one, and then put the other 2 on hold, and they had them available the next day because I had to read them right away. Anyway, she also writes thrillers under the name Mira Grant. And Into the Deep is a thriller, fantasy thriller, about the possibility of mermaids existing and this research vessel that goes out to discover whether they're in this trench area. It's kind of shown as a documentary because they're also filming it for a certain channel. You get the idea that, people want to make money off of it. There was a previous excursion, and some of the characters on this current boat are tied to the characters in the previous excursion, which ended tragically. They never found the vessel or the people on board. So that's from, trust me, no spoilers here, that's on the back of the jacket, on the back of the synopsis. It is an amazingly told story because you care about every one of these characters. You really do. And you understand them. That's the other thing. And it's not horribly long. I mean, I wish there was some author that could study the heart-beating plot development in, I don't even know, it was about 300 pages or something. Awesome story. Pick it up. Pick it up this summer and scare yourself like I did. It's not too scary because y'all know I hate horror, so it's more fantasy, kind of science fiction, kind of very sciencey. But I look forward to her writing more as Mira Grant. I think she has a trilogy that's already completed. It's about a virus spreading. I don't know if I'm into that, but this is good. Okay, number 3 is also, I kind of broke out of my YA mold this year and went back to reading YA romances, obviously, like Love in Other Words. Not YA, I'm sorry, that was new adult, or adult romance. And then I also kind of wandered into adult thrillers because there's a lot of writers that are writing them. I see them literally everywhere on bookstore shelves. And I picked up Our House by Louise Candlish because it intrigued me. It was a domestic thriller, and it's, you know, set up, it's British, so of course I'm there. I just loved it. I really loved it. I loved the plot twist. I think I anticipated some and didn't others, but it was good, you guys. And it was really visual, and I wish it would be a TV show or a movie, because I would really watch this. I mean, it was good. Okay, number 2. What is this list lacking? A Cassandra Clare book. Well, I'm gonna spoil this for you. Queen of Air and Darkness is not on this list. And the reason that it's not, I'm just gonna link my very spoiler-filled, you've been warned, book review of Queen of Air and Darkness. I talk about it in detail. It's not too long, but it is very spoilery. So please don't watch it. You will be spoiled for literally every book Cassie's written that I've read. But it's not on there. It's a little disappointed. It's still, I think I gave it 4.5 stars. Maybe now that I've kind of come off the high of reading 900 bazillion pages, I would actually maybe lower it to like 4 or 3.5, truth be told, but it's still good. I mean, it is good. It's Cassie Clare, but here, number 2 is a Cassandra Clare book that I loved. And it goes to the Shadow Market. It's by Cassandra Clare, Maureen Johnson, Sarah Reese Brennan, Robin Wasserman, and Kelly Link. And no, I didn't just like it because Brother Zacharias / Jem is a character that I adore with all my heart, and it follows kind of his adventures through the Shadow Market. But I loved it because the characters were consistent, the stories were interesting, some of the stories were backstories into characters that we've only heard about in the Shadowhunter Chronicles. So I really enjoyed it, and the audiobooks were really good. They were read by different narrators and really solid acting presentation. I can hardly wait for the bind-up. Number 1 is an author who is new to me, who is so prolific. I don't even know how many books he's written, but this is the first one that I read, and I read it as a buddy read. Many thanks to EB Novels for setting this up. It was Brandon Sanderson's Skyward. Science fiction. Pure, unadulterated science fiction, which I love. But it focused on the characters. And in particular, it focused on this girl whose dad was a famous pilot, except he did something in a major rebellion war that people cannot forgive him for. So more than anything, she wants to be a pilot. More than anything, society will not let her be a pilot because of her dad, because of her DNA, you guys. So immediately I'm hooked. This planet seems to be under constant like war, invasion, something's going on. And then Brandon Sanderson, I'm reading this book, you guys, and I'm just kind of like, Then he does this plot twist out of freaking nowhere, and everything makes even more sense. It was all sorts of awesome. I am dying to have book 2 in my hands now. I think it comes out, next winter, because this came out in November. So let me know some of your 2018 beloved books, because I'm sure, you know, I can always have room on my TBR for more books. And let me know which ones that really stuck out to you, like Skyward did for me. Give me a like, subscribe please if you're interested, and then hit the bell icon because I post completely haphazardly. Thanks so much for watching, and happy 2019.